board all women of Uganda for development purposes. So, dear women leaders, you're welcome. Dear honorable members, you are welcome. The women leaders, well, I want us to advocate for so many things here that we are going to talk about. And I'm happy that in the House, we also have young people that are representing the young women of this country in this House. We cannot take that representation for granted. We need actually to talk about so many things that include policies, better enforcement of existing laws, and more community awareness to protect these young girls. As the speaker for today, I want to encourage women to embrace most of the government programs that are meant to uplift them economically. And we need to that have really kept us, given us courage to work for this country. We pray that the Women's Parliament becomes an annual. This will ensure that voices of women are consistently heard and acted. As the speaker for today, I will also make sure that we capture the resolutions, and those resolutions will be taken to the relevant authorities. I also want to allow me to recognize the development partners that have really helped us to fund this. To begin with, the Parliament of Uganda. You can clap for the Parliament of Uganda. I want to appreciate Mr. Joseph Munyangabo, the country director, WFD. You can clap for him. I also want to appreciate Michael Nevin, Africa Regional Director, WFD. Thank you. May God bless you for bringing us together. Thank you. You can continue.
Item number 3.
Procedure, Honorable Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I wanted to raise my point of order. As we are giving your speech, I saw Honorable Among Jackie moving around, and we were briefed when we were outside there that when we are in the House, we need to behave with decorum. But I saw someone moving around with juice, holding some liquid, where we don't know, we don't know where she picked that juice, so we were not safe. That's the point of what I was raising. My name is Irene from Masaka City.
Honorable Jackie, are we safe? I think you need to move out. Members are not comfortable.
Honorable Jackie, can you get out your juice
water,
please? Please
members
get
are
it
not
out.
comfortable, please.
Okay.
If the members are not Switch off. Switch off.
Madam Speaker, proceed
Switch
your
off.
matter.
Please, if the members are not comfortable, this is a house of record. Please, Jackie, respect the members.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
We have not given you time. Please.
Mr. Speaker,
Then you can take it from out.
Madam Speaker,
Thank you, Honorable Jackie.
pros-
Please.
I am raising to receive the communication from the Speaker if seconded, and we proceed, Madam Speaker. If seconded.
Seconded with the order paper.
To receive the communication from the Speaker.
Can I guide the House briefly? Honorable members, first there was an aspect of an adoption of the agenda. This is an order paper. The order paper is always circulated. Once it is circulated, once the order paper has been made by the Speaker, it is automatic, it is approved. And the rules mandate only the Speaker to make the order paper in consultation with the relevant ministries. That's number one. So it is an adopted order paper. Two, the issue of communication, in the circumstance that you have nothing to raise on what the Speaker has communicated, that means we can go to the next item. You do not need to adopt it or reject it. Let's now move to the next item.
Perhaps I also want to guide that when you speak, when you stand up to speak, kindly mention your name. We need to know the person on the microphone, speaking on the microphone. Clerk, next item.
Item number 4, statement by the Minister on the commemoration of the International Women's Day, 8th March 2025.
the Right Honourable Speaker of this session, I wish to begin by congratulating you upon your victory to the position of the Speaker for the session today on the 3rd of March 2025. I also want to congratulate the Deputy Speaker who has made it through the elections, and thank you young people for the courage to support both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. I also want to thank the Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable Among, for giving us, the women of Uganda, an opportunity to speak in this Parliament. It was on the 3rd of March 1995 when the debate was held to discuss the inclusion of women in leadership at parliamentary position and through the structures. And the debate was so heated, if anybody can look at the Hansard, by the time we got 30% of representation of women, it was a heated debate and it took 2 days. It is now 3rd of March, exactly 30 years from 1995 to date. And we are here with an opportunity to enter Parliament as women of Uganda to speak by ourselves, discuss issues of concern which will be addressed to the President to the International Women's Day. This is a very big milestone achievement. Right Honourable Speaker, the background for the International Women's Day commemoration. In 1975, the United Nations declared the International Women's Year to be recognized in March 8th as the International Day for Women, on which all member states recognize and honor women. the International Women's Day has its origin in the struggle by women for social change and their rights to participate on equal terms with men in politics and socioeconomic development processes. It is a global day for celebrating the achievements made on the delivery of gender equality and women empowerment. The day also serves as a call for action to accelerate progress towards gender equality and women empowerment. Uganda declared the International Women's Day a national day in 1984, and since then, we have celebrated this day on an annual basis. The last national celebrations were held on the 8th of March 2024 at Katakwi Town Council Boma Grounds, Katakwi District, under the theme, Accelerating Gender Equality Through Women's Economic Empowerment. The national celebrations of the International Women's Day 2025. Right Honorable Speaker, this year, Uganda will once again join the rest of the world to celebrate the International Women's Day and renew its commitment to promoting gender equality and women's empowerment, as well as lay strategies for further action in collaboration with other stakeholders. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, the International Women's Day celebrations will take stock of government and other partners' efforts to promote women's empowerment, as well as highlight the progress towards women and girls' achievement in reducing poverty, pursuing their economic empowerment, and contributing to the national development. During the International Women's Day celebrations, women and men champion will be decorated with an award to recognize the efforts they have made towards achieving gender equality and women empowerment following the 12 priority areas of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. And these specific 12 areas include women and poverty, education and training of women, women and health, violence against women, women in armed conflict, women and economy, women in power and decision-making, institutional mechanisms for women's advancement, human rights of women, women and media, and women and the environment, including the girl child. 42 women plus 4 men have been qualified for this award of medals. Right Honorable Speaker, for Uganda, the year 2025 is a special year for all of us, especially women and girls. The year 2025 marks 30 years of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda that provided strong foundation for gender equality and women empowerment. We celebrate this year specifically in Parliament because before 1995, we only had 2 women in Parliament against 90 men. One elected woman, another one was appointed by the president. Right now we have 189 women in Parliament who represent the district and also some represent the constituencies. So the 1995 Constitution was a big do for the women of Uganda. And that's why at 30 years, we stand here to celebrate it. Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, women leaders, we need to take note of the gender inequality that remains a key developmental challenge in Uganda. According to the Global Gender Index report, we managed to reduce the gap from 0.6797 in 2006 to 0.716 in 2024. Whereas we have been able to reduce the gender gaps, you can imagine that we are still ranging in a 0 point. This means that the development is still in favor of men. The development processes that occur are more still in favor of men than women. The ideal would be to show gender equality. So the day will provide an opportunity to reflect on the unfinished business agenda and strategies for accelerating progress on gender equality and women empowerment as government of Uganda embarks on the implementation of the 4th National Development Plan 2025-2030. The theme for the National Women's Day celebrations 2025. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members of Parliament, honorable women leaders, every year Uganda celebrates the day with a theme which becomes the guiding message through the year. The national celebration will adopt the international theme for the International Women's Day 2025. The 2025 International Women's Day will be celebrated under the theme, which is global, Accelerate Action for Gender Equality. The theme calls for bold and strategic interventions towards the gender equal future. And I think our presence here emulates the strength with which we want to take this theme further. The theme is relevant in light of the slow progress that countries have made towards gender equality and empowerment of women during the 30 years since the adoption of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action in 1995. The Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action is a global agenda for gender equality and women empowerment. The 30th anniversary for the Beijing Platform for Action and the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, therefore presents an opportunity to define strategies and bold measures to accelerate gender equality, taking advantage of the existing opportunities, as well as address the existing and emerging challenges. The theme for the International Women's Day 2025 is aligned with the theme for the upcoming 69th United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, review the appraisal of the implementation of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, and the outcomes of the 2023 special session of the General Assembly. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members of Parliament, and women leaders, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development appreciates the efforts of the Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members of Parliament for organizing this dedication that Parliament supports the work of my ministry. And I pray that this theme will continue to remind us of the centrality of the urgency of investing in the women's socio-economic transformation if we are to achieve sustainable human development agenda. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Speaker once again. In the last session before we were elected into before our elections took place, she made it very clear. She also raised a big sound to clerk to Parliament, and I think brought it to our attention as members of Parliament, the sitting members of Parliament, and also you as leaders, that every 6 months we shall always come and take review, take stock, bring ourselves together, look at the challenges, and begin addressing them. And the more regular we meet, I think the more we get to the real issues and address the challenges. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members of Parliament, honorable women leaders, our prayer is that the experiences during the second Women's Parliament will inspire and build confidence for efficient participation in the forthcoming elections. Women, please register to vote. Stand up and contest for all positions of leadership, especially the mainstream positions. It's 30 years since affirmative action was passed to legislate to give a woman an opportunity, but one woman to represent a district. But it left an open door for anyone, male or female, to contest on the open seat. We have not had more than 20 women making it to Parliament on the open seat in the last 6 elective periods. This therefore shows that we need to amplify ourselves and contest, register, contest even on the open seat. The open seat remains an open seat if women are open to it. If women do not open up to contest for the open seat, it remains a closed seat for only men. Let us support and vote for fellow women. This is the only way we can continue to break the glass ceiling. We have to take leverage of the numbers. Women constitute more than 51% of the total population. So if women chose to vote for a woman, the woman would make it. Let us also wisely vote using our numerical powers, but also negotiate for the numerical powers that we have through the vote to ensure that gender issues are addressed by whoever we vote. Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, while Uganda has made significant progress on promoting gender equality and women empowerment over the last 3 decades, there still exists a number of inequalities that we need to address, leveraging on the opportunities that we stand for gender equality and women empowerment. One of those, let me highlight a few of the persistent challenges that we still face. There is persistent poverty, which is reflected in the face of a woman. According to UBOS 2022, 50% of the families are headed by women, compared to 39% of the families headed by men, the family households. This brings a tilt and a shift because we have always known that men are the heads of families. But now women are heading 50% of the households. There is persistent discrimination and negative social norms and practices against women and girls, which lead to high levels of sexual gender-based violence, including teenage pregnancies, child marriage, widow inheritance, female genital mutilation, child sacrifices. All these things still happen within our communities, and we need to stand out very strongly against them. Don't be comfortable under the guise of culture. There isn't a culture that wishes to kill its own people. There isn't a culture that grows backwards. And cultures are transitional. Cultures change. And they change with the economies, they change with generations. So all those inequalities had been outlawed. The Penal Code, the Constitution, the number of the legislations we have in this country are sufficient to undo all those inequalities that have always occurred under the guise of culture and sometimes religion. Resource constraints for social development sector. We have limited attention to gender and women's issues across sectors in the formulation of policies, the implementation and programs and projects. While on the legislations we have done well to legislate against all the social inequalities, implementation becomes a challenge because of the limited resources. I am sure even in the districts, the sector for gender is the one that receives the least money. It is not that the minister wishes to give you little money. We also get less at the ministry level. And therefore, this gives us a platform for open discussion that we need to advance more resources for gender equality and women empowerment. Data gaps on gender equality and empowerment of women. There is limited information about how many are disabled youth or male and what disabilities do they have. Limited data about how many women are there with education qualifications lying idle, how many women are there in the information sector, in the media. So that data gap is one thing that we need to address by combing to get all the data from MDAs. There is a backlash on resistance on gender equality and women's empowerment. It persists among both men and women, with some fearing to lose their social status or power. Whenever you advance issues of women, people will say, God created it as such. But God created men and women and blessed them all, meaning that he wished them all well. And he did not say that one is less of a human being. So we need to look at the backlash and strongly challenge the backlash and the causes of such backlash. We need to prioritize priorities for the next 5 years, 2026-2030. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we need to update you that Uganda has identified sets of priorities for the next 5 years, which are in the 4th National Development Plan. They include improvement of women's livelihood and economic empowerment through the following interventions. We shall scale up the grants, capitalize land fund, enforce laws for the world of work. We need to develop decent world of work for both men and women, where women are not harassed at work. We have capitalized the land fund. Women have now access to land, which is breaking the previous norm that where women would not own land. In Uganda, women, for as long as they have the resources, they can own as much land as possible.
As you conclude, Honorable Minister, I want to manage time.
Right Honorable Speaker, if you allow me more 3 minutes, I will conclude by stating that we have to improve access to social services, focusing on health, education, training, and skilling of women, providing water and energy, cheap energy, so that women no longer have to fetch firewood, but can use the energy to cook and save on time to do other works that are developmental. We shall strengthen government and accountability for gender equality and women's empowerment through Katase, building strong women institutions. We shall build mindset change, because sometimes when you stand up for a woman's interests, it is women themselves that pull you down, that this is a space for men, please don't rise up. So we have to do mindset change for women to understand and appreciate that they have the right to stand and continue standing for the right cause for women's empowerment. Elimination of gender-based violence and promoting women's rights is critically important. We have to promote women's efficient participation in public life and decision-making. We have to strengthen women's peace and security agenda and negotiate in areas where there is conflict for women to be free. We have to reduce on gender digital divide, where government prioritizes the extension of a brand ICT infrastructure in the country, so that the rural women can be able to watch TV, get access to internet services. Even in schools, they are able to read and write and do much of the studies at home. We have to do more involvement of women in tourism, hospitable sites. And Right Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, we need to support Parliament to improve and domesticate finance towards gender equality and empowerment of women, especially in the districts. We need to put more resources for these young leaders who have been elected, all women leaders who have been elected at various positions of responsibility in the districts, to get resources for them to be seen, to implement, alongside with the Ministry of Gender, implement government programs. Right Honorable Speaker, our chief guest for the International Women's Day celebrations will be His Excellency. Right Honorable Speaker, the chief guest for the International Women's Day on the 8th of March 2025 will be His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, a friend to women. He has never missed since 1986 to attend to the Women's Day celebrations, and there we're certainly sure that he will be with us. The venue for the National Women's Day celebrations will be in Chankwanzi District, Butemba Town Council, at Bukwiri Church of Uganda Primary School. Preparations are on the way. Right Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development takes lead in guiding all the other organizing committee members who are drawn from all MDAs and civil society organizations, the private sector, including the district local government. All local government KCCA will also join us. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues, the 1st of March marks the beginning of the Women's Week from the 1st to the 7th of March. So we have lined up a number of activities, and this is among the number of activities that we have up to the 7th of March. when we shall be walking to Chankwas to celebrate the International Women's Day. Right Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, the Women's Parliament should be an annual event during the Women's Week. I beg to propose that we have the Women's Parliament annually as a precursor event every year before we celebrate the Women's Day. We pray that Parliament commits to implementation of the Women Compact that has been adopted, that includes a call for all the responsible ministers, departments, and agencies to allocate resources for the effective implementation of Women's Compact. I beg also to pray that we need to support the Ministry of Gender, Labor, and Social Development to implement its mandate, including approval of adequate finances to support the structures of the women councils from the national level up to the grassroots. Right Honorable Speaker, we have been lucky that the last year was supported at least with about 5 million shillings to celebrate our International Women's Day. This year we don't see it. We beg that it comes back, even in the bigger volumes. Because the burden for celebrating the district's Women's Day celebrations have always been on the women members of Parliament and the women executive leadership of the councils. It is a big responsibility. But they have diligently done it without resources. From 1986, on their own, they put in their personal money. It's a big eye-opener, it's a big platform, but we need to amplify it if we must make it a platform that really brings value and meaning consistently. As I conclude, I want to welcome you, honorable members, honorable colleagues, to the International Women's Day celebration in Chankwanzi. Come in big numbers. Come with your husbands. Let us not speak alone. For those of you who have husbands, come with them, so that we are not speaking to ourselves, but we are speaking to our partners in the struggle to achieve gender equality and women empowerment. I beg to submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. In this session, we are supposed to spend 30 minutes, but it looks like we are only remaining with 10 minutes, yet we have to deliberate on her statement. And I want to give only 3 honorable members to deliberate on the statement, but I also want to remind you that the proceedings of the House are being captured on the Hansard. So when you stand up to speak, please begin with your name. Otherwise, your contributions will not be captured on the Hansard, on the records. So please, you stand up. And we are giving 2 minutes. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am called Kabasinguz Shamim from Fort Portal, Female Affairs Secretary, representing Fort Portal at the National Youth Council of Uganda. Sorry? Madam Speaker, I would like to move a motion requesting all the honorable members of the 11th Parliament to move to the gallery and give space to our members of the day. I'd like to submit.
All the members in the House were invited, and I think the members of Parliament were invited, and we are all members of Parliament in this case. So feel comfortable, please. Okay. Okay. Please, Nancy.
Okay. Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for the deliberations. By names, I'm Habwahangire Des Liz. I'm the Female Youth Councillor from Chikube District. And I would like to comment on the speech
The
for
minister's
the
statement.
minister's statement. First of all, in absentia, I'm going to give a vote of thanks to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, because he has really indeed moved this theme of the year to accelerate action for gender equality. Why? Because he has always been giving State House scholarships to young people of Uganda, in that helping them to get education and better their future. By myself, I'm a beneficiary. I'm a pilot in training. And I'm the first female guild president of East Africa Civil Aviation Academy. And today, I would like to propose that the Parliament sitting, that we resolve that the Parliament of Uganda should come up with a scholarship scheme to support a girl child from humble backgrounds, because getting these State House scholarships are always hard, but there are the different courses that really are so hard to educate yourself. So the Parliament of Uganda can come up with a scheme to help this girl child from a humble background to acquire education. So I would like to request that the people sitting today, the honorable members of Parliament, let us support this, and we task the Parliament of Uganda to come up with this scheme so that our girl child gets really a better education. Thank you so much. We need more lawyers like Honorable McLean. We need more female pilots like myself. We need more doctors. We need more of them. Thank you so much.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Madam.
I have not picked. I am picking. I don't know how the microphone will reach. You have a microphone, the one in the red, in green. Yes. 3. We need like 4 or 3. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Can we start with the one for special interest?
Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Betty Kwagala. I'm a woman with disability. I work. Are we together? Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Betty Kwagala. I work with Positive Women with Disabilities Uganda. It is a network of women and young women with disabilities living with HIV. First of all, I want to appreciate the government for the affirmative action that at least people with disabilities, our voices are somehow heard. The reason why I want to speak now is the issue of equity and inclusion. When I looked around, we are only a few, like 3 or 4 women with disabilities in this second parliament. I want to propose that in the third parliament, let's give opportunity to female councillors with disabilities also to participate and raise issues on behalf of rural women with disabilities. Secondly, I want to propose that wherever there is an opportunity, for example, when you look at the theme is talking on economic transformation on women. But when it comes to women with disabilities, we are lagging behind. We try to raise voices, but our voices are not heard. Voices are not heard when I'm a deaf person and I have no interpreter. Then my issue will not be taken. Then there are a number of opportunities whereby women with disabilities
I think your time is out. When you hear the microphone off, you just know your time is out. So I really want to give numbers so that you manage your time very well, knowing who is going next. Honorable member in green, number 1. Number 2. Number 3. We are only giving 5. Number 4, you're going to sit. And number 5. Okay. I think not everyone is going to deliberate on this. We shall give you an opportunity to deliberate on the motions. Even those in the gallery, you will get time to speak. Yes. Okay, honorable member.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. My name is Aseru Nkuma Peace. I represent women with disabilities at the authority, Kampala District. Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. My colleague, Honorable Betty Kwagala, has mentioned most of what I wanted to say, but I wanted to add, Madam Speaker, that women are not registering enough success because we have left out sections of our society. We have not embraced diversity within us, Madam Speaker. Within us, Madam Speaker, we have women with disabilities. Within us, we have mothers of children with disabilities. And these have challenges triple what able-bodied women face. So if we want to register success in all our transformative solutions to the challenges we face, we must embrace diversity, Madam Speaker. We must embrace diversity. We must include all sections. And we find, as Honorable Betty said, women with disabilities are left out in most cases. Madam Speaker, we have most women with disabilities as single parents, single mothers. We have most mothers of children with disabilities as single mothers. Most women with disabilities are below the poverty line. Most women with disabilities are uneducated. Most women, all these challenges, women with disabilities face triple. So as we push the agenda for the women, let us pay special.
Thank you. Honorable member.
For catching my eye, Hayongo Maimuna is my name. I'm the chairperson, Women Council, Namisindwa District. Honorable member, I want to talk about the projects. You mentioned about the projects which benefits the women from the grassroots up to the higher level, and even Minister also mentioned about it. I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the Parliament of Uganda and also the President of Uganda for having these projects for us. We've been having youth livelihood. That one, it had an impact. We also had the web. It also had an impact. But Madam Speaker, the one which has caused the impact enough, it's PDM, and we want to appreciate for that. But Madam Speaker, I want to comment on GROW. GROW, the women, we only had the name GROW, but we have not known how GROW works. We understood that the GROW money was given to the banks. We only had, and we have not seen any single woman who has accessed the GROW money. And Madam Speaker, I want to assure you that women, most of them, they don't have the land titles, they don't have the agreements, and the procedure of accessing this money, it is really very hard. So we don't know whether this money came really to assist the women from the grassroots. Madam Speaker, we want to understand GROW today. Because we are hearing that they are going to add the first batch was taken, the second one, this is the third.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm known by the names Honorable Nam Ivtian, Female Youth Councillor Molata. I want to add my voice on the issue of State House scholarship. Madam Speaker, this scholarship has been going around and it has been benefiting people, but not the right people. Why is it not benefiting the right people? It's just maneuvering around State House people and the white-collar people. This education support system is not reaching the really needy girls and the rural children. If it's reaching in the rural area, you'll even find that it's reaching again to a rich man's home. Madam Speaker, I want this House to develop a strategy whereby if someone is applying for the scholarship, there's a background check that is done to verify if this person is really from a humble background. And it should not only be that you've really supported the government so much that they will give you the State House scholarship. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
No, it's this one. We have this one and we are getting two from the gallery. Please, Honorable.
Madam Speaker and honorable members in the House.
Can we spare time? Can we give her an opportunity? Then we go to the gallery. We shall get one from here and one from here. Yes, proceed.
Madam Speaker and honorable members in the House, my name is Stella Kijai Lajiri. I'm the Minister for Youth, Gender at K. Kwara Acholi Chiefdom. I'm the youngest person serving as a member of District Land Board of Noya District. Madam Speaker, I heard the minister speak about empowering young women in politics. But I must say, this is just a dream. On 8th March 2023, the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, stated that gender equality could take 300 years to be achieved. Do you know why? These are the reasons. 1, discrimination from fellow women. We witnessed it today. Women are being discriminated on the basis of age, on the basis of financial instability, which was not created by us. Externally, when you look at the structures, how many women are appointed in positions? We must appreciate we are there. But there is representation and meaningful representation. Are we meaningfully participating in politics?
Okay. When your microphone goes off, just know your time is over. The members that honorable members. You switch on the microphone.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Beatrice Kasigas, Chairperson Women League, and I'm the chairperson. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Beatrice Kasigas, Chairperson Women League, and I'm also a chairperson Area 3. I have served my 3 terms. I was standing with men, and I get 99%. So I'm requesting you, women, stand with men. And another thing I'm requesting, Madam Speaker, you have organized this parliament. We are requesting to meet our excellent president one day, and we talk and we talk to him, and we explain what we are doing. You see, they are giving medals, but we women who have worked hard, we are not getting medals. Why? We are requesting that one. We are requesting one day, arrange for us, we meet the president. And the last one is, let us join each other, and we mobilize, we tell the parliament, the Madam Honorable Minister, who is here, give us your report, and we are requesting you to give us funds so that we can go down to the grassroots women, and we train them about the gender, and we train the men about the gender. And even our kids in the schools, they can start knowing about the gender, so that it can help us when they are growing up, they will be understanding each and everything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have been informed that the members who are going to deliberate from the gallery, you cannot, I'm picking one from this side, one from here, and one from there. And you're going to come down. We don't have microphones that you will use. You come down, and you come down. Yes. The one honorable member in blue, come down. 3 of them. But as they are coming, please. You see.
Yeah. Right, Honorable Speaker. I'm called Lillian Babli, and I'm the Executive Director for the Network of Women in Politics. I rise from Entebbe. As the Right Honorable Minister mentioned to us, very many women right now are yearning to join politics. But we cannot have so many quality women joining politics when the political space and spectrum is not secure and safe. Right Honorable Speaker, I request that as we deliberate today, let's add our voices together to ensure that we create safe spaces for women in politics to be able to participate in electoral processes free and fairly and in a safe manner. Let us fight hard to ensure that the military does not bar our women from fully participating. Let us overcome the sexual violence that is drawing away so many women from politics. Right, Honorable Speaker, as we resolve today to accelerate change, let this be top on our agenda. This is the only way we are going to see very many women that are formidable candidates that will be able to join the political atmosphere. I beg to submit.
To come from up, I don't know where they are coming. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, my name is Grace Otim. I am the chairperson, Women League, Dokolo District. Honorable Speaker, my interest in the area of gender-based violence, as you stated, you the Minister of Gender. We are suffering a lot with our girl children, the one who got married. Even in the right way, you find the man is almost, they are killing them inside the house. What is the government planning on the men? Those one who wanted to kill our girl children. They are suffering a lot, but inside there, we need to get, the government should come out and get the way of solving the problem of the women, the young women who got married, because they need to stay with their husband. But the problem is their husband, sometimes they are very stubborn. They don't face.
Okay, thank you. I want to guide the House. Honorable members. Honorable members, I want to guide the House that we have 4 motions. And I'm seeing a situation whereby you are deliberating on exactly the motions that we are going to have in the House. Can we wait for the motions, then we can get time? Those that have not had an opportunity to deliberate on the minister's statement, you're going to have time to deliberate on the motions. Please reserve your comments because we need your contributions when the motions have been moved. Kindly bear with me. And I want to, okay, as we proceed, because I want to recognize the members of parliament, because it was raised. We have members of parliament. You can first see. We have members of parliament here. Can I see members of parliament who have joined us? They have gone out. They failed. Okay. Can we please clap for them? Thank you. Thank you so much for standing with us, for joining us in this very special session, and you've made us proud. We have members of Parliament of the East African Parliament that are here with us, members from the Yala Parliament. Please, you know we are in the East African integration. Thank you, Honorable Jackie. It's at this point that I want also, in a very special way, to recognize, and I'll give time to the Deputy Speaker of today, but she's Honorable Nat Kwasa Makerin, and she's there. But she will also be given time to speak. Allow me to invite Honorable Chakamondo, Rukia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Because of time, I have to be very brief. I want to congratulate both of you for these positions that you are holding today. And I want to thank everybody for participating. I am called Chekamondo Rukia Kulai, Chairperson Women's League, Kapchora District. Madam Speaker, as a former Minister of Finance, I want to say that we as women cannot speak about economic empowerment without health. So I'm requesting that we urge government to increase funding to the health sector to ensure that health facilities are facilitated with facilitation of equipment, with human resource, and for health and medical supplies, and end maternal deaths, which are avoidable. You know that without health, you cannot talk of development. You cannot even talk of economic empowerment. So the second issue that I'm also requesting on behalf of women, we have had our sister who is disabled. We have had parents, mothers who are single. Another thing that we urge government to provide for us is enact the National Health Insurance Scheme for all. So that whether you are where or where and you have that health scheme, you go with the card to the hospital and get treatment when government has paid this money. So it is something that we...
Okay, thank you so much for that contribution. The ones we selected from the gallery are here with us. Can we give them time? There are only 4. I'm reducing the time. Please come. Please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm by the name Honorable Joanna Kena. I'm presenting people from Gulu City. Madam Speaker, I have an issue of gender-based violence on young girls. You find young girls, they have been harassed, and they have nothing to do. They pregnant them. After pregnanting them from school, they just abandon them. I beg the August House to stand with the single mothers always to take back those young girls to school, because they have problems all the time and they have nowhere to go. Single mothers always are in big problems. I have no more to say, but to say thank you for everyone which they have come this side for everything. the commitment which you have done. My fellow councillors,
Point of
thank you so much.
information.
I have more to say, but not at this time, but to say only that
Okay, thank you.
we need
Thank you,
your,
Honorable Member.
I do
Thank
appreciate,
you, Point of information, Madam Speaker.
I do appreciate my speaker.
Okay,
Thank you for the good
Point
work
of
which you have
information,
done.
Madam Honorable Speaker.
Yeah.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to inform the August House that we have motions to present. There are about 5 items on the order paper.
Yes.
I'm therefore requesting the honorable members to give time for this motion to be presented so that we discuss it.
That is the way to go.
You. Yes, thank you, because I have already guided whatever we are discussing is already incorporated in the 4 motions that we have. Can we give ourselves time to Minister to respond? You switch on the microphone.
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to take this honor to thank the organizers, all those who have been involved in organizing this women's meeting conference. I can say women's parliament. I want to say thank you so much for your commitment. Secondly, I want to add my voice to the people who have been speaking in this parliament. Okay. I am a called Betty Lochap, chairperson Women's League in a Park District. I'm also a farmer. Thank you. You know, just forgive me. You know, I was struggling to come this way. That's why I've rushed like that. Yeah.
Madam Speaker,
So I want to add my voice to the speakers.
Point of information.
I want to add my voice to the speakers of this house who have been talking on the accelerating the women's empowerment and economic empowerment. On the issues of the PDM, there is some impact which is felt.
Point of order.
I just want to bring my reactions on what we have been talking. And the other one is, allow me say what I want to say, my people.
Honorable members, can we give her time? She's
Point
protected.
of order, Madam Speaker. Point of order. No, we're not going to ask. Order.
Honorable members.
Procedure.
Yeah. I was saying PDM is felt. Bureau started very well, but implementation is zero. There's nothing being felt. We launched it in our district. We participated. We gained the morale of doing work, but getting this money is zero. There are so many things that are needed in the banks. So we cannot access this money. We are appealing to the people, to the gender office. If there's a possibility of empowering women who are already on business, can you please change the modalities of getting this money such that women who are able can compete and get this money and compete with men in business? Since we are talking of economic empowerment,
okay.
That is that. The other one that I wanted to bring was that I wanted us to...
Okay, thank you. Order. Honorable members, can we put the House to order?
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, point of order.
Honorable members, Can we
Proceed,
close this?
Madam Chair.
Okay, Sergeant, honorable members, I want to remind you that we have been deliberating on the minister's statement. It is at this point that I want to invite the minister to respond, and we
No, madam.
go to another item.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I need your protection. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members in this House, I want to thank you for the deliberations you have made, and want to thank you for the support you have given to the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, and a number of clarifications. Right Honorable Speaker, on the order paper, the number of motions are speaking to a number of other issues that people were raising. Those ones, I will skip them, because I'm sure they will come into the substantive motions, and also they will be deliberated upon. I will only highlight two issues that I know are quite important for us to know. One was on the President's scholarship. The President used to offer scholarship about 15, 20 years ago to the ex-combatants' children, the children of the ex-combatants, specifically those he would attach and give support because their parents died in the struggle, and they wanted their families also to enjoy the freedom. After gaining freedom, after liberation, he looked after their families. But government, through parliament, we also have a scholarship which is operationalized under the Ministry of Education, a high education students scholarship. Each district gets a quota. And I'm sure many of the children of the disadvantaged people in the districts have been able to benefit from those quotas. Two, I want to address issues of diversity. Within that scholarship, which government offered, I am sure many people know about this. If they do not, so 150 people with disabilities, both male and female, benefit from the scholarship, which is also benefiting at different levels at the district. We also know that persons with disabilities have representation on the women councils. So government of Uganda is really trying to absorb diversity as much as possible. They enjoy grants. Persons with disabilities have grants, money which is given to them, and they do not have to pay back. Women Fund, we pay back. PDM, we pay back. But persons with disabilities, because of the care government has put in for the persons with disabilities, it's a grant. Elderly persons also receive a grant, which is called Social Protection Grant for the elderly persons. Free, 225,000 shillings per month. So that's how government of Uganda has chosen deliberately to support diversity. The second matter that I would wish to address, Right Honorable Speaker, is on GROW. GROW is a big subject. It requires a substantive discussion. If I mix discussions about everything to do with GROW, because I can see many people want to know and understand much about GROW. To begin with, in principle, GROW was targeting women who have money. Women who have businesses that have been tried and that have been successful. So GROW is for the rich. PDM, UWEP, YLP is for the poor, the starters. GROW is for women who have already broken the ceiling. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to be listened to very proper on GROW. We are in a global economy where we must compete with other countries. The level where women negotiate with the government to get more than 40% of allocation of businesses to women. We wanted our women in Uganda also to begin getting that support. We wanted to negotiate with the government that 40% of the businesses that are conducted in the private sector are awarded to women. When we are competing for awards, women should also be able to stand to compete for awards. In construction, we had not yet reached there. So we went to World Bank and convinced all partners over there that we need a grant to grow businesses in Africa. Uganda is one of the 3 countries that were able to achieve the grant of GROW. And our strong motivation was the best on that 40% of the businesses in Uganda are owned by women. Unfortunately, they are small scale. So we need to grow those businesses. That's how GROW came. Now, when we put money in the bank, many banks have already certain programs for women. You know Superwoman in different banks? So for them, they are using 2 billion shillings per day. When we gave Centenary Bank 6 billion, it only took 3 days for the money to be depleted. It's not that women did not get it. Women got it. We evaluated recently. When we get to meet and discuss all issues about GROW, because we want you to go back home with sufficient information about how GROW operates. So we have evaluated how many women were able to get money from GROW from the different banks. They have already given us a matrix. When we meet in another session where the commissioner responsible for GROW, and the minister is also Honorable Anyakun. GROW is under labor, it's about under entrepreneurship. But she's going to present a paper supported by technical people where all these different not know much about it, and women leaders need to know about it. And that's the gap we want to close by holding a meeting where we shall have presentation about GROW so that all the nitty-gritties about GROW are addressed. Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to, lastly, allay the fears of my sister. My sister mentioned that gender equality will be achieved after 300 years. We shall not allow that. We are here to diffuse that. Our being here is for a purpose. If that was mentioned by the Secretary General of the United Nations, he was giving a generic statement for other countries, not Uganda. Uganda, with the presence of women I can see here, are very determined to ensure that we achieve gender equality very soon. The fact that we even have an open space to Parliament shows that the Parliament is going to put all resources and interest to ensure that women achieve gender equality. And that's the reason we're here. Right, Honorable Speaker, since we should reserve more time for the other motions, I beg to submit. Thank you.
Next item.
Item 5, motion for resolution of Parliament urging government strengthen and enhance opportunities and access to education for the girl child.
The mover for this motion is Honorable Mastula Namato. She's coming. She's coming. Yes. They have harmonized.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Members of Parliament, my name is Mastula Namatovu, the National Publicity for the National Women's Council and the Chairperson, Kamuli District Women's Council. Madam Speaker, I would like to thank you for this opportunity and also thank the Parliament of Uganda for enabling the women of Uganda to be here to discuss issues that will benefit them and our young ones. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move a motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to strengthen and enhance opportunities and access to education for the girl child. This motion is moved under Rule 56 of the Rules of Procedure of the Parliament of Uganda. Whereas Article 30 of the Constitution of Uganda guarantees the right to education for all, and Article 33 mandates the state to provide facilities and opportunities necessary to enhance women's welfare and advancement. And whereas Article 31, Section 1, and Article 34, Section 4 of the Constitution prohibit child marriage, and
I think it is not at this point. Can we give her time to move the motion? Not at this point. Please give her. You're protected.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And whereas Article 31, Section 1 and 34, Section 4 of the Constitution prohibits child marriage and guarantee the right of children to be protected from social or economic exploitation, respectively. Aware that Uganda's commitments under international and regional frameworks, such as the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal 4 on quality education and Goal 5 on gender equality, the Maputo Protocol, and the African Union's Agenda 2063, which emphasizes the need for inclusive education and gender-balanced leadership. Further aware that while Uganda has made progress in expanding access to education, women's literacy rates are at 76%, remain lower than the men's, which is 84%, with rural women and girls disproportionately affected by educational disparities, limiting their future leadership and economic opportunities. As members of Parliament, we are concerned that despite Uganda's legal framework, issues of child marriage and teenage pregnancy remain prevalent, with 33% of women aged 20 to 24 married before the age of 18 and 24% of adolescent girls aged 15 to 19 having begun childbearing. According to the Uganda Demographic and Health Survey, that is UDHS 2022, and these have greatly interfered with the education of the girl child and the realization of their full potential. Further concerned that other factors such as unpaid domestic labor, gender-based violence, lack of sanitary facilities in schools, and deeply entrenched social cultural norms also hinder girls' education attainment and restrict their access to leadership roles in education, business, and governance. Education and leadership pathways. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Parliament that 1, government strengthens the implementation of mechanisms to protect girls who become pregnant while in school, which guarantee that the girls are able to continue with their education and there is zero policy on discrimination to ensure their safe return and stay to school. 2, government increases budget allocation to the education sector to at least 20% of the national budget, ensuring that adequate funds are dedicated to building gender-responsive infrastructure. 3, government mandates all schools to provide gender-responsive infrastructure, including separate sanitation facilities, changing rooms, and menstrual hygiene management programs to reduce absenteeism. 4, government introduces mentorship programs for women in leadership, targeting female teachers, university students, and young professionals to prepare them for high-level leadership roles. 5, government expand scholarships and STEM education programs for girls, ensuring they have equal opportunities in fields historically dominated by the men. 6, government strictly enforces policies against sexual harassment in schools and universities, ensuring accountability, measures for perpetrators, and strengthening mechanisms for reporting abusers. 7, government conducts continuous gender-sensitive training for educators and school administrators, ensuring that education systems actively promote gender equality. And 8, government agencies, civil society, development partners, and private sector actors work collectively to dismantle barriers that hinder women's education and leadership opportunities, ensuring a more inclusive and equitable future for Uganda. Right, Honourable Speaker, I beg to move. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. I need to inform the Honourable House that we have noted where on the order paper, the names, with concern, the names of the mover have changed, and I need to communicate this because I see this is where the concern is coming from. It was supposed to be moved by Honorable Jennifer Kangaju, but now it has been moved by Honorable Mastula Namatov. However, the content remains the same. So thank you. I want to ask if the motion is seconded. Can I see the women raising up to second the motion?
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I'm Namakose Idis, Chairperson of Women's Council, Maigo District. Holder was the Deputy Speaker for that district. I'm standing here formally to second the motion that has been presented to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Kemgabo Stella. I'm the District Councillor representing Mugustown Council and Mugusab County, Kabarole District, and I'm the Deputy Speaker, Kabarole District. I'm seconding this motion with amendments. Yes, I'm the seconder. Yeah, Madam Speaker, I'm appealing the government to strengthen and enhance opportunities and access to education for the girl child. Whereas despite progress in increasing access to education, girls continue to face meaningful challenges to education, including poverty, cultural norms, and lack of infrastructure. Yes, with amendments.
I think we need to guide that the seconder does not amend the motion. You need to justify and you speak to the motion. Please go ahead. And actually, if there is any other person who wants to second.
Yes, Madam Speaker. This, Madam Speaker, this Women Parliament is advocating for a government to increase funding for girls' education, including allocating sufficient resources to support constitution of girls' schools and provision of scholarships or finance assistance to disadvantaged girls.
Honorable members, I think we need to be guided very well. We need to have around 10 members to stand up and second the motion.
Okay,
This
Madam
is what
Speaker,
I want to say.
I will come and give my...
Okay, please.
Okay.
Honorable member, if you're seconding the motion, you can proceed.
Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Asmat Nabalamba, prospective member of Parliament, who will represent people of Bukoto Midwest constituency, Lwengo district in the forthcoming elections. I want to firmly stand here. Yes. I want to firmly stand here and second the motion. I thank you.
Okay, I want to call upon all those who are seconding the motion to stand up. And then you can say your name. Almost the whole house is standing on the microphone.
Hello.
I'm Nachimera Zulufa from Chotera. I'm seconding the motion.
I'm Kagoya Oliver from Bugweri. I second the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Barbara Ainebiona, representing female youth in Ruchiga district. I'm seconding the motion.
My name is Stella Kijai Lajiri. I'm seconding the motion.
Namyanja Rosemary, chairperson, Buyukwe district. I'm seconding the motion.
Oh my God.
I'm Serena Kaso.
If your microphone is not on, please don't speak.
Time for guidance, Madam
Right
Speaker.
Honorable Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Here. Hello. We are here.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, I can see as if all the microphones are on. Can we switch on one microphone at a time? We are remaining with only 4.
Kabasingus Shamim from Fort Portal. I am seconding the motion.
5. 6. Yes. If you switch on.
Madam Speaker, I'm Aliza Patrud from Kamini District. I'm seconding the motion.
Who is controlling the microphone? Okay. Honorable members, can we sit? I want only one person who is going to justify. I want only one member who is ready to justify the motion. If you're ready to give justification, you are allowed to speak.
Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm Margaret Kabajara. I'm the City Female Youth Councillor for Porto City. Right Honorable, I want to commend the mover of this motion for clearly highlighting the challenges that a girl child is facing in rural or disadvantaged areas. And it's not just a resolution, Right Honorable Speaker. It's beyond a resolution. I want to urge government to make sure that it comes up with a proper, clear plan of action to address all these challenges. Where I come from, Right Honorable Speaker, in Fort Portal, Kabarole, and the greater Toro sub-region, most of our girls get out from school at P7 for failure to access affordable schools, secondary schools. Some fail even to access materials to use. For example, the menstrual periods when they are in their menstruation. So these are the challenges that are facing a girl child. And whereas we are looking at this, Right Honorable Speaker, we are empowering a girl, we are educating a girl. But we are also failing to look, as we prepare a girl child, we are failing also to look on the other side. Because at the end of it all, regardless, we are preparing this girl child to make sure that every mother here wants there maybe girls to get married. What type of a boy child are we raising? So we have to look also on the other side to make sure that the boy child is as well looked up. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to have 3 members from this side, 3 members from this side, 1 member from the gallery, and 1 member from this side. Those are strictly 5 members, and we close this.
Supplement, Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker and members in the August House. I'm called Doris Abalo. I represent the youth in the District Council of Lamore District. I want to agree with all the submissions that have been made by the mover of the motion. But however, Speaker, I want also to highlight key issues that are affecting girls in my district and all over Uganda, especially young girls whom is not their will to be assaulted sexually. Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the initiative and the endeavor of Ministry of Health to give provisions for medical examination for girls who have been raped or defiled. But however, Honorable Speaker, this has been a dilemma where you find a girl who is underage has been defiled by a perpetrator, but that girl cannot access medical examination in the hospital because she cannot afford a medical bill which is needed by that specific hospital. It is my...
Okay, another one. No, we are on this side. We are going to come to that side. I want this one. She came from up.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
This is information. I'm on the floor, Madam. I'm on the floor.
Okay.
Mothers who have failed our duties at home. We are talking about girl child. But most of you don't stay at home. You leave children with house girls. When you come back home, you're on a smartphone. You don't know what happens with your daughters. And now, what do you want the house girl to do?
I second you.
What do you want the house girl to do for your child?
You are seconded,
Honorable
Madam.
Minister.
Information taken with concern. Please.
Thank
proceed.
you, Madam Speaker. I do concur.
In 1 minute, please.
I do agree with the person who has moved the motion, and I do support it. But the major challenge is poverty. If you look to us who comes from the east, people from Musoga, poverty is the real problem. My name is Nachiria Prose, a district female youth councillor, Ginger District. Poverty is the major problem that is leading us, the young people, from attending education. But more also, this should be done in the government schools where there are ghost pupil or ghost student, where the government is facilitating more money to those ed teachers who are using our money instead of helping our children.
Thank you. Can we give an opportunity to people who have not talked?
Yes.
Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
It's me who is talking.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
No, she's on the microphone, the honorable
It's
member
me.
behind. Yes. Switch on the microphone.
My names are Natuku Judith. I'm a chairperson Women's League Kotido, also a directly elected councillor representing Panyangara sub-county. Madam Speaker, I just have a few things to mention.
In 1 minute.
Yes. Strategic objective number 1 for the national plan is peace and security. In Karamoja, women are the highest recipients of the bad practices like raiding, when people are killed, or women are the highest, in a way that they lose their husbands, they lose their children, they lose almost every relative that is attached to her as a woman. Now, economically, this has bogged down the development of Karamoja. I appreciate the fact that our government has given so many programs that have aided in. But in this case in Karamoja, many of the not go on so because of the security that has. My request here is, I wish government would establish model schools to retain children, the Karimojong children, to break that chain of raiding in schools. I beg to submit.
Thank you. Now this side. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Honorable Speaker and the members in this August House, my name is Batio Joyce from Moyo District. Honorable Speaker, I've also rise up to add my voice about the challenges faced by our girls. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that charity begins at home. The government is trying its best to empower women so that they're able to raise their children. But what I've realized the government has missed to do is financial literacy. Women are empowered, but they're failing to handle the finances. As such, our girls are left at large. So for us,
thank you. The other one, the Honorable, please.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable
Nakiru.
Honorable members. Honorable member, please proceed.
I'm Honorable Nakiru Kevin Hilda, and I'm representing the voiceless of youth in the district council, that is Nablatuk district. And I'm here speaking for the behalf of the girls in Karamoja sub-region. I liked the motion which was moved on education. I remember way back when some of us joined school, there was a school feeding program by World Food. But these days, this has brought the low enrollment of the girl child in the school. But we are now appealing to government, if there is a way they could make a contract still with the World Food Program to extend at least 2 meals for these kids in school. Because currently, it is only 1 meal per day, and if you go monitor these schools, trust me, you will not get these girls at school. And this has really brought, when it comes to sharing of the national cake, you don't see Karamojongs rising up. There are only few, and that is the Honorable...
Okay. Please give the info.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Let honorable members, can you please give her an opportunity to give the information? I have not given you time to speak.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm called Ahumuza Grace, and I'm the District Female Youth Councillor, Cavalier Local Government. Madam Speaker, I would like to inform this August House that when you're being given an opportunity to justify on the motion, you stand and give reasons why you think that motion should be moved on this floor of Parliament. We shall have the right time to debate on this motion. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable member, and as she's making her deliberations, I want one person from the side of the gallery, and here you come down and we close that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Naburo Rachel Martha. I'm the District Youth Councillor, Bududa District Local Government, and I'm the lead of government business and aspiring member of Parliament, Bududa District. Madam Speaker, I stand to justify the motion because it carries what affects all of us. In the information the State Minister for Gender gave, and the information we have is that Uganda is having 24% of the teenage pregnancies. And Bududa in particular, we are above the national level because we are at 26%. And in Amisindwa, which is neighboring Bududa district, is at 27%. Madam Speaker, it means when we are having high levels of teenage pregnancy.
Okay, when you hear...
1 minute, Madam Speaker. I therefore justify that we move and carry on this motion because it is going to help us have our children to school so that we have a better Uganda. I thank you.
Okay, now that we don't have people from the gallery.
Madam Speaker.
She moved from the gallery. Okay, only 2 from the gallery. Then we close this.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I came from up. I am also up here to justify why the motion should stand. And strictly me, I will go to point number... Point number 4. Point number 5, number 4, that talks about government introduction of mentorship programs. Madam Speaker, I want to talk about more especially the schools that are in rural places. And we have these children who come from places where they do not have people to motivate them. So looking at this, I feel it will work perfectly because seeing somebody who is better than you, higher than you, will motivate you to work harder. Other than being in a comfort zone where you don't have somebody to inspire you, to challenge you. So I feel it will work harder, better. I am called Angela Fiona Evening from Maju.
No, your time is up.
Thank you so.
Switch on the microphone.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. This motion highlighted something on the STEM. STEM is science, technology. These are the male-dominated spaces that our girl child finds trouble in getting involved in them. We thank the government for the 1.5 they always provide for the girl child. And girl children are going into the spaces, but the field of work does not welcome them. That is because when you go in the field, let's say civil engineering, it is dominated with men. So when you reach there, somehow they don't give you that opportunity to compete with them because as a woman, we want to be equal, but then we have our weaknesses. You have that day in the month where you're on your menstruation period. So for them, they look at it as a drag down. You're dragging them down. So that makes you not to compete, and to them, every time maybe there is opportunity for growth, they...
Thank you, honorable members. I now put the question on the motion. May those in favor say aye, and to the contrary say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk. Next item.
Item 6, motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to implement gender-responsive climate action and resilience building in support of women's efforts in the agricultural sector.
Thank you. The mover is Honorable Atim Betty from Gulu. Thank you, Madam Speaker. The honorable members in the House, women leaders and honorables in the House. Madam Speaker, I rose up on the matter of moving a motion on the floor of this Parliament. Motion for a resolution of the Second National Women Parliament urging government to implement gender-responsive climate change, action and resilience, building in support of women efforts in the agriculture sector. I move this motion under the Rule 56 of the Rule of Procedure. Whereas Article 39 of the 1995 Constitution of Uganda guarantees every person the right to a clean and healthy environment. And whereas Article 33(2) of the Constitution mandates the state to provide, facilitate, and opportunities necessary to enhance the welfare of women to enable them to realize their full potential and advancement. Aware that the National Climate Change Act gives force of law to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the Kyoto Protocol, and the Paris Agreement. Under Section 3C, the purpose of the Act is to enhance the ability to adapt to the adverse impact of climate change, building climate resilience, and develop a mechanism to enhance low greenhouse gas emission. Further, aware that Uganda commitments under international and regional framework, such as the Paris Agreement, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, particularly Goal 5 of gender equality and Goal 13 of climate action, the African Union Agenda 2063, and the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, emphasize the importance of gender-responsive climate action. Considering that women play a vital role in Uganda's rural agriculture sector and contribute a higher than average share of crop labor in the region. And according to the statistics from the World Bank, women also make up for 76% of the Uganda agriculture workforce. Concerns that climate change poses significant changes to agriculture, primarily through extreme weather patterns like drought, flood, heat wave, and altered pre-participation patterns, and rising sea level, which disrupt crop growth, reduce yield, impact livestock health, and untimely threaten flood security global. Hey, you feel it. Further concerned than that, despite their significant roles in promoting agriculture, can we have order in the House? Madam Speaker, you are protected. Can you proceed? Proceed. Government strengthening laws and policies on land rights for women to ensure equal access to land and credit facilities for women. Government strengthening the implementation of the National Climate Change Act and climate adoption technologies of women. Government implementing climate-smart agriculture programs targeting women, ensuring access to drought resistance, crop irrigation system, and agroforestry. Number 5, government development, a national gender-responsive framework for climate resilience, ensuring that climate adoption and mitigation strategies prioritize the needs of women and vulnerable communities. Government ensures social protection programs for women affected by the climate-related disaster, including emergency relief fund and resettlement assistance. Government supports research and innovation in women-led renewable energy projects. Ensure that more women are included in green economic opportunities and sustainable development initiatives. And all government agencies, local authorities, private sectors, stakeholders, and civil society organizations work in collaboratively to strengthen gender-responsive climate action. Ensure that Uganda climate resilience efforts are inclusive, sustainable, and equitable for all. I beg to move the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Betty, I now invite Honorable Jumia to second the motion.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I first of all congratulate you, thank the Right Honorable Among for this invitation and for this rare opportunity, and also thank honorable members for attending this session. I've risen to second this motion. I really urge government to implement gender-responsive climate change action and resilience building in support of women's efforts in the agricultural sector. Honorable Speaker, I beg to justify, because I may not. Is it in order?
Yes.
Yes, I've moved. I can justify.
And we
yes,
go.
I beg to satisfy. To justify.
Okay.
Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members in this August House, I really second this motion and really thank the mover of this motion because of 3 reasons. First of all, Uganda being an agricultural-based economy, I really support that government intervenes in the climate change. Another reason is that, it's already mentioned, is that women make the big percentage of the workforce in the agricultural sector. So I really urge government to see that it intervenes in the climate change. Another reason, and the last one, is that because we have unpredictable weather in Uganda, we all see the dry spell. We used to have 2 seasons, 2 rainy seasons, but now the dry spell can take over and we have only 1 rainy season. So this is why I stand here to urge that government implement gender-responsive climate change action and resilience building in support of women's efforts in agriculture sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Jumia. I
Thank you. And we are running out of time. I want now to put the debate on the motion, and it is now open. I'm going to get 3 people from this side, 2 people from here, and 3 people from here. 1 person from here and 1 person from here. So, the 3 people, I'm giving you the numbers now. I would really want us to give an opportunity to people who have not talked, because it seems everybody will want to make a contribution in this August House. If you have not talked, you put your hand up. She has not talked. That is 1, 2, 3. That side is gone. Okay, let us begin with this side. Then I'll come here and go here.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
1 minute.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. This is Vicky Namugobe, representative of the National Youth Council of the Female Youth Council in Sironko District. So basically, I come from a region that is prone to disaster, and that is the Elgon region, and we always have the disasters that are hitting the landslides in Bududa and in places that are usually affected. So as a person representing the youth, usually the government comes in to intervene and give us this, I call them placement centers, where people can go and take refuge. But then you find that the social structure is not adequate for us, because they are displacing you from a place where you have grown and lived for years and taking you to a place where you're going to settle, but with no other priorities or no other solutions for us. And yet women, we are the caregivers. Women, we are the people that produce and do a lot. So as we move the motion, we are requesting and urging the government that it should put into consideration alternatives for women who have been agriculturalists, and they are being moved from a place that is more fertile to a place that is infertile, in order to find solution on how they can be able to survive and be empowered. Because if they are not empowered in those places, the concept of gender disparities and inequalities will still persist, because there is no hope for them and there is no space for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Number 2.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. By name, I'm Naksita Hope Phoebe, a youth councillor, Butewo District, mainly known as the Nkolela Kiddas. Madam Speaker, I really appreciate this motion as the Bukedi. Basically, Butewo District, we are based on agriculture for our livelihood. We are based on cassava growing to facilitate the families leading to poverty. Madam Speaker, I really appreciate this motion. And also, as the women in the rural areas, mostly in my district, we depend on the forest as like cooking. We cut down the forest for firewood, for sale. We sell the trees to get money for education, for food, so we end up losing out. So I really appreciate this motion. If the government could come up with specific actions for the districts, mostly Bukedi, to
time out. Your point is noted. Black and white.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Tuna Masco Jacqueline, District Youth Member, Kabade District. I second the motion, mainly number 4, about agricultural programs. Women in the house, can we all participate and grow fruits? Because fruit trees are not easily cut. But when you grow trees, you find you're putting them in timber, firewood. But when it's fruit trees, they can keep producing the what? The fruits, and we get vitamins for our health.
Okay, thank you. We are going here. Honorable members, we are going here.
Madam Speaker, they took me over. That is the reality.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I pray.
I will come back to you. Can we give her an opportunity?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Madam Speaker, my name is Sarah. I'm speaking on behalf of the people of West Nile. I am a young farmer and a very young, brilliant girl. When you look at the 4th resolution that we are putting to the government on the programs targeting the women, we are in a region where people are not so much economically empowered.
looking at these irrigation systems, we are going to urge the government to put a lot of inputs to ensure that women are empowered in order to access these irrigation systems, because with our high population of people of West Nile, the lands are not enough. We are also going to urge that as we try to implement the second policy, that women should be entitled to have lands. The cultural leaders should ensure that women...
Can the honorable members sit when someone is debating? The rest can sit. You cannot all contribute at the same time. Can you please sit? Can you please sit? I'm here. Please go ahead. After that, I'm coming.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I'm by the name Sangombeti. I hail from a region, northern, and Tuke district. We are bordering Karamoja. Madam Speaker, for long, there has been issue of deforestation. And in point 7, I want to say thank you for the move of this motion. We shall realize that we are all mothers and we use charcoal for cooking. But what I am urging government to do, before they ban out the issue of charcoal, let government get a mechanism how we can really use firewood or maybe the tariff electricity, because honestly speaking, when you move in rural areas, that is what they use. Basically, it's firewood, not electricity, or else can government have another options of...
Okay, thank you. I'm giving whoever has not talked, you've not talked one. The gallery, I want you, and you can be coming down, but now I'm on this side. Number one, if you have not talked. Number 2, honorable member, and number 3 is here. Number 3 is here. Number 1, number 2, number 3. But we are on this side, honorable member.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Number 1 is here.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm here to analyze the motion, and I want to thank the move of the motion. Specifically, I'm talking about number 4, and in particular, the irrigation system that are going to be triggered to the women. In my district, Mayuge district, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Wametere Salama, the youth representative, Mayuge district. I want to bring you to your notice that in Mayuge district, we have the irrigation systems that are coming from the government. And these systems, they are funded by they are co-funded by the government. But then the co-funding is high. So if this system is to be improved or to be, I think the co-funding should not be high.
Okay, number 2 is where? Number 2 is here, and number 3 is there.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Sarah Nyamatoli, representing youth in Bunyangab district. I work as the Deputy Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to talk on number 6. Those are disasters. We all know that Bunyangabu last year was affected by disasters and we lost lives. Right Honorable Speaker, I pray let the government at least look at our people. Let those people be resettled. Those people who are still in those hilly areas, the likes of Katew and Chamkube, really those people suffered last time. And let the government not look at food only. Those people are still affected by health-wise. So we still need the lives of our mothers and the young children, the likes of girls. Thank you very much.
Okay. Number 3.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Birunji Shadia from Busoga region, precisely Iganga.
Sorry, don't echo in the way. We're all women, and we know we are the main budget holders or implementers in our homes. And one of the biggest percentage of our budget is on fuel, let's say charcoal that we are using. My humble request is for government to reduce on the taxes on cooking gas so that we have an alternative of gas instead of charcoal to reduce on deforestation in our country. Thank you very much.
I was waiting for those from the gallery. Who is coming from the gallery? Which one? The one coming from the gallery, please. 2 people from the gallery. I want us to be honest. You're from the gallery, and you? Okay. No, I said 2 people from the gallery.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm Namtamba Reste, Female Youth Council from Luoka. Madam Speaker, I want to talk about sugarcane in my district. You find women and younger girls are also joining cutting sugar canes, which is letting these girls to get pregnant and they are still young. So I would like to call upon this August House.
Okay.
I beg to submit.
Okay, the one from the gallery. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this chance. I want to put my voice on the climate.
Your names?
Women in Climate.
Can you introduce yourself?
By names, I'm Adrokotedi, Female Youth Councillor from Madokolo District, speaking on behalf of the women of West Nile. For the issue of climate, first of all, our women in West Nile, most of them use firewood, not even charcoal, and which also contributed a lot to the destruction of our environment. If only government could extend electricity to all the villages that at a cheaper price, it's going to help and improve on our environment, and then it's going to help us to the issues of climate will not be it's not going to be a challenge to our country. Go to West Nile right now, the belts of Germany. Very, very high. It is because we have destroyed the environment by producing charcoal that we have destroyed the trees down. Only but it is not into all the homes and the villages. Even to our institutions, some institutions, electricity has not reached. So the institutions have gone ahead to destroy the environment. That is my resolution to the government. I beg to submit.
Thank you. The last one is here. Okay, the 2 of you. Then we, please. Switch on the microphone.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm by the names of Nakio Slivia, the District Female Youth Representative for Karenga District. I'm on point 2. I would like to comment on the issue of women ownership of land. Here, why I want to really strengthen on this point is because most of our women have no access to most of the things, most of the funds in our places because of no access to land. When you look at the issue of growth was supposed to benefit most women, but you find that they don't have land. So as the collateral.
Okay, thank you. The last one.
Supplement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am a youth councillor Kabong District. I'm the youth councillor Kabong District. I'm handling the issue of climate change. Really, for us in our district, banning charcoal is really the highest thing we do in our district. Why? The government is not helping us. I was like, the government should what? Should give some training on how these people should improve on cutting these things of trees. And secondly, the issue of agric, climate change. Sometimes in Karamoja, rain comes seasonally. I was like, if the government can help us in irrigation systems.
Okay, thank you so much, honorable members. I now put the question on the motion. May those in favor say aye, and to the contrary say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Item 7, motion for a resolution of Parliament urging government to strengthen policies and initiatives for women's economic empowerment and financial independence.
Put on the microphone. Praise.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and all the honorable colleagues in this august house. My name is Jennifer Kengaju. I'm the chairperson of the Women's Council, Bunyangabu District, one of the food baskets of this country. I am a marketeer, I am a farmer, I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a Rotarian. Honorable members and the Speaker, I rise to move a motion for a resolution of the Second National Women Parliament urging government to strengthen the policies and initiatives for women's economic empowerment and financial independence.
Can you switch on the microphone?
It is moved under Rule 56 of the Rules of Procedure of the Parliament of Uganda.
Can you proceed? Proceed.
Right Honorable Speaker, whereas Article 32 and 33 of the 1995 Constitution, it mandates the state to take affirmative action to redress imbalances that disadvantage women and to protect their economic and social rights, including ownership of and access to financial resources. And whereas, Madam Speaker, Section 9 of the Public Finance Management Act ensures that the Minister of Finance, in consultation with the Commission, issues a certificate certifying that the budget framework paper is gender and equity responsive, and specifies measures taken to equalize opportunities for women and other marginalized groups, which provides a basic of integrating gender and equity into national and local government planning guidelines to facilitate implementation, oversight, and coordination by MDAs. Right Honorable Speakers and colleagues in the House, aware that Uganda's commitments under international and regional frameworks, such as the Convention on the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, CEDAW, the Maputo Protocol, and the African Union's Agenda 2063, and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, particularly Goal 5, Gender Equality, and Goal 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, emphasize women's economic empowerment as a catalyst for national development. Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, you are further aware that the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development has promoted various women programs that include support to women groups in wealth creation through the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Programs, WEP, aimed at improving access to financial services for women and equipping them with skills for enterprise growth, a proposal to integrate 30%, which aims at increasing household income and the generating growth opportunities and the productivity of women enterprise grow, which aims at increasing access to financing businesses. Right Honorable Speaker, concerned that while women empowerment and economic participation in Uganda has improved and is currently at 39% compared to 50% for men, women continue to face structural barriers such as unpaid care work, discriminatory social cultural norms, and limited access to productive resources like land, credit, and formal employment opportunities. Madam Speaker, you're further concerned that unequal access to land ownership, financial services, and economic opportunities perpetuates economic dependency and limits women's capacity to contribute meaningfully to Uganda's economic growth. And considering that, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, if women had some access to productive resources as men, they would increase yields on their farms by 20 to 30%. Honorable members, raising the total agricultural output in developing countries by 20 to 30%. Output in developing countries by 2.5 to 4% is such an increment in food production which could lift 150 million people out of hunger. And the World Bank also found that if discrimination against women workers and managers was eliminated, productivity per worker would increase by between 25 to 40%, and increasing women's economic opportunity and gender equality that has been linked to higher gross domestic product, 15 higher income per capita, and greater competitiveness. Madam Speaker and the August House, cognizant of the fact that economically empowered women have more contribution to their families, societies, and national economies, and women provided with skills, resources, and equal success to economic institutions are a bedrock to prosperity for themselves, society, and this contributes to the national development. Now, therefore, Madam Speaker, I request that it be resolved by Parliament that 1. Government ensures that at least 30% of government procurement contracts are allocated to women-led businesses. 2, Madam Speaker, government expands access to credit and financial resources for women, including low-interest loans and direct funding for women's village savings and loan associations, VSLAs. Madam Speaker, number 3, government spearheads reforms of laws and policies to guarantee protection to women's rights, access to land, and abolition of cultural practices that hinder women's emancipation. Madam Speaker, number 4, government increases the budget allocation for the National Women's Council and women's entrepreneurship programs, including strengthening initiatives such as the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Programs, enriching women to rural areas. Number 5, Madam Speaker, government introduces social protection policies and reforms aimed at alleviating the effect of rendering unpaid work to the productivity of women in employment, whereby women work 24/7. All government institutions, financial bodies, private sector actors, and civil society organizations work collaboratively to ensure that women's economic empowerment remains a national priority, leading to sustainable development and conclusive economic growth, as the women are the backbone of the nation. Right Honorable Speaker, before I move, I appreciate the government and Parliament for putting the women or female agenda on the agenda. Madam Speaker, I beg to move, and I also beg to lay on table. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Information.
Thank you. Can we wait for the information briefly?
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. I would like to give information on the first point she gave on contracts, that contracts at local level of 10 million and below are all secured for special interest groups, including women, youth, and people with disabilities. And at national level, the ones of 30 million and below are secured for special interest groups. So we already have that one. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Okay, thank you. You switch it on.
For your information, we do appreciate that government intervention for looking into the special interest groups whereby the female or women and the young girls have a percentage. Thank you for your information.
The Seconda?
Yes.
You want to give justification? Please, go ahead.
Madam Speaker, thank you for the opportunity once again. I stand here to second the motion so that the House take it and we debate on it. But I give a small justification that we are all aware that any project given by women is always successful. And when we look at the current project that we are carrying on, the UWEP, the percentage of bringing, it is a revolving fund, but currently we are at 80%. And when you look at that at the same time, government had allocated 285 billion, but only 125 billion has been given out to the women. And when you go back to our villages, at least when you talk about UWEP, you will realize that at least in a village or a parish, you will get a project and there's already a success story on all the projects on UWEP. Except of recent, it has gone down. So we request the government that this is the only project that we really have as women. Let government put more money so that, I remember the minister talked about the grow, so that the status of the project can start from UWEP. Then maybe when we grow, we look for that fund of grow. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Betty. Like I said before, can we agree to give every person an opportunity to speak? Those who have not talked, we need to hear their contributions. We want all to be seen making that contribution in this house. So we are beginning with this side. We are taking 3, 2, 1, and 1. I'll begin with her. That is 1, 2, 3. Then we shall go there. Let her go. You give her an opportunity. We have another motion. Yes, proceed.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Microphone.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm called Madame Kela Angiru. I hail from Amolatar. This is a district which is surrounded by water. The local community you are talking of, I hail from there. When you empower a woman, you need to look at the local woman who stays at the rural community like mine, near the lake, the fishing community. For us, we don't have access to those loans which they are talking of. When you meet that local woman and you ask her about the web, the PDM, she'll not be able to explain to you because they have not sensitized everybody. The information has not reached everybody. And when we are talking...
Can you give her time?
Give me time, please. When we are talking, you have talked of grow. You need to have land title. And most women don't have access to land according to our culture. You will agree with me on this. So we would like you, on this floor of Parliament of today, please empower women also to have those titles. Or we have shares. We have our names also inclusive in the title for us to get those loans. Since women are very active in production, in development, in homes. Thank you. I beg to move.
Thank you. Number 2.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Tibenkana Edith Nantongo, the chairperson of Women Council, Jinja City. As far as the women are concerned, especially where I come from, we are doing the culture, we are doing the horticulture. Now, the way we are selling our products in the markets, we find that at times we lose the market and it comes too low. So we pray, as far as the women are concerned, at least we get some small loans at the village level. Now, at the village level, we have 5 women representatives of women councils. Let also those who are on the handle over our loans so that we can get the loans, small loans, to uplift our economy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My name is Nelly Atkunda, female representative on the Youth Council from Churhura District. Now, my concern is about the quality of economic empowerment that we give to the women. Madam Speaker, we realize that the women need to even represent economically on the international level. And that's why we need quality and a lot of quality empowerment on these women. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me give her.
Thank you so much, Speaker. My name is Goreti Karunji, representing women of Fort Portal North Division. My issue is on government increasing the budget allocation. One, the money that the government is giving to women councils is less, and women are many. So as the government is increasing the budget, they should increasing their money. Another thing is the programs that the government has put. They should also look at the sustainability. Us as young people, we're also coming up, but we're seeing that this money is not being recovered. So the government should look at the mechanism of recovering this money so that even young people who are coming up to join the women can be able to benefit. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me give this young woman here, this one here. 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I'm Ayebale Evelyn, District Female Youth Councillor from Masindi. Madam Speaker, on this motion, I will talk about budget allocation. Madam Speaker, since then, all those years, we've been receiving ex gratia of 250 quarterly, 250 per month, which comes quarterly. But Madam Speaker, I would want to inform you, so many things have increased, fuel has increased, and now we urge that at least it's increased from 250 to 500,000 at least per month, because now we are going into voting. And we the youth, we are retiring from the youth politics now to that politics of old women. So we urge for that increment. Madam Speaker, another issue of public importance of the Republic of Uganda.
Okay.
Not allowed. Not allowed. Madam Speaker, the President of the Republic of Uganda, this is a matter of public importance.
She's protected.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Speaker. The President of the Republic of Uganda promised the youth heifers, and the Youth Council executives, they all received, but the youth who are retiring from the youth politics, they are poor economically. They are poor, they don't have money. And for us, we assume that if we receive these heifers, we've seen it happening to other people where he has been visiting, that if we receive these heifers, it will increase our economic status and also enable us to compete in those positions. Since you know, money plays a very strong financial muscle in that process, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much.
We are going here. We are going here, then we come this side.
Madam Speaker, Sherry Kalyebala, Chairperson Wakiso District. I just wanted to ask my colleague. She said she comes from Mubende District.
So you're giving us
okay,
information.
Thank you so much. But she mentioned about ex gratia of 250. That is too much. I'm in Wakiso District, Mama. We get one. Let me be protected. Mama, I'm supporting her. But 250 is too much. In Wakiso, we are getting 170. So 200, yes.
Okay, honorable members, can we proceed?
Speaker, maybe that is just allowance. Maybe it's council allowance. She's mistaking it. And it is even tax. She's mistaking it from ex gratia to
200. Okay.
Allowances, I think.
Honorable members, can we get the House back to order? I think we are proceeding well. Yes, let's have two people here to debate, and then we conclude.
I'm so humbled, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Helen Flavia Nagawa. I'm the Female Youth Councillor, Deputy Speaker, Kalangala District. I had 3 points, Right Honorable Speaker. The first one has been aired out by the first discussant. It was about cows. The next, heifers. The second point is about increasing on the budget
for women councils and youth councillors as well. I mean, youth councils. For instance, in our district, Kalangala, ever since we were voted for, we haven't held any youth council meeting. It's because of the limited resources we are having. The thing as well, Right Honourable Speaker, is about upholding Article 26 of the Constitution that gives right to own property, regardless. For instance, in my district, Right Honourable Speaker, women are being denied the right to own property and as well to become the heirs. So there is a need to uphold that article. Without forgetting, the President promised youth councillors heifers. Right Honourable Speakers, we need our heifers. Thank you so much.
Madam Speaker, I've waited for long for sure.
Right Honourable.
We are done. We shall come back this side, but now we are going to this side. Yes, you proceed.
Right Honourable Speaker, thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Chepkuri Faith. I come from Sebei, Kapchora. And in Sebei, we have a number of challenges. I wanted to talk on the time of education. We have so many challenges, but that is a gone case. Now here is a case where certain uncertainties happen, and government so much goes so fast to rescue them and leave out others. For example, recently, it's 1 month ago or two, when the market in Sebei region got banned, and I have not seen any intervention by government. Yet these are women. All their things got burnt in the market. So some of them even are beneficiaries of PDM and are expected to pay back. So my humble request is we consider each other equally and consider that even other regions do exist. And as we talk right now, it's my humble plea that you go and consider Sebei and consider the effect that they had during the...
Thank you. We are picking numbers from this side, but if you have said something on the floor of Parliament, kindly give an opportunity to others to speak. Number 1 is already on the microphone. Number 2 is there. Number 3, the one in specs behind.
Thank you, Right Honourable.
We shall give her.
Thank you, Right Honourable.
Oh yeah.